that we're putting out today, but they will remember if we don't do something about it.
Thank you, Ken. Well, I'd just like to give you a little bit of an anecdote that tells us about J28 and about the southern resident orcas, and really orcas worldwide, but especially her. On February 13th, 1993, very shortly after she was born, there was the only documented altercation between residents and transients. It was in Canadian waters, just south of Nanaimo. Veteran researcher Graham Ellis was right there and documented the entire thing. And it was between J-Pod and 3 transients known as the T20 family. And J-Pod raced into a cove and apparently trailing the transients, and proceeded to, in technical terms, beat the crap out of them. They bloodied them up a little bit, not badly, nothing lethal, and the transients got away after a few minutes. And then J-Pod emerged from the cove, and the only ones that were missing were J5, her daughter J17, and her newborn J28, just born. They had protected J28, little baby, from that rumble to keep her out of danger. And this tells us a lot about their family bonds. The more we get to know them, you just can't help but love them and be in awe of them for the strength of their bonds. Their families mean everything to them, their family members. In the packet that Ken has is a photo that was taken just Sunday of J28's little calf, J54, being held up by his big sister, who is only 7 years old, and his nephew, J46. And they are trying to keep him up, trying to hold him from drifting down. And you can see he can't do it. He's on his side. The photo is just incredible because he's looking at the camera. He's looking. It's a high resolution. You can zoom in from a long lens. It wasn't taken right next to them, but with the zoom lens, so that you can see almost the expression on his face as he's trying to be rescued by his big sister and nephew. So I just want to say that they are worth saving. They're unique. There are no other southern residents. There is no culture like them. There is no clan, no family system that is anything like them. They are unique. They have their own communication system, their own call vocabulary, their own range, their own diet. They have been inhabitants of this land before any humans were on this side of the Pacific Ocean. They have specialized in Chinook salmon for hundreds, if not thousands of years, when Chinook were plentiful year-round, spring, summer, fall, winter, salmon up every river. No problem specializing in big Chinook salmon back when they used to get to 75, 100 pounds on a regular basis. That's how this habitat used to function. That's how they formed their culture. Like the coastal tribes, they formed their cultures based on the sustenance of wild Chinook salmon. We have decimated those salmon. We have wiped them down to a very small percent of their natural and historical numbers. And we tried to replace them with industrial produced hatchery salmon, which not only are expensive and are temporary, come in very short bursts and pulses, then are scarce, if not impossible to find for months, but they also kill wild salmon in many ways. So that is not the answer. So we need to bring back wild salmon. The underlined emphasis here is restore Chinook habitat every which way. every estuary, every shoreline, every stream, every river, and most especially right now, for the biggest return in the shortest time, look at what has been the greatest damage to the Chinook populations in recent decades, and that is the 4 lower Snake River dams. They need to be removed. They can be in a relatively short time to renew and restore those wild Chinook runs. And if we don't do that, we will lose the southern resident orcas. Thank you.